Welcome to my channel for Evolved Humans. I am Miss Day. This is a collective reading. Whenever you see this video, whoever you are, I feel that you are going through a spiritual awakening. And so to begin with, I actually was going to start the reading about 20 minutes ago, and I felt very pushed to organize all of the experiences I've been having throughout the week, because I think you're experiencing them. So, okay. First of all, I think you're being aligned with your internal condition because your guides are in your presence. You are experiencing the other side. You're experiencing past loved ones. I think that whoever I'm talking to, you already know that you are intuitive. You know that. You've had your awakening. You've had your moment of, whoa, that's too many synchronicities all at once. And I saw them. You've had your attention drawn to this because you're aware. I know that you're aware. There is another step. And I feel like, okay, so if any of you have been experiencing headaches this week, or I think I'm out of fuel. A little bit sage. If any of you are experiencing headaches this week, here's something that I have learned as a medium. When someone is in need of, especially, okay, whoever I'm talking to is very headstrong, very, very, very large energy. You are a very passionate being, and yet you lead with the masculine. It's like I'm talking to people who are so strong-willed and level-headed that it's actually too strong to be receiving what they're trying to tell you this week. And so you're going to have to soften a little bit. And the first thing I heard this morning, the first thing that I heard this morning when I woke up was surrender. That's what you need to do. You've got to surrender. You're at your surrender moment. Don't take 10 years to learn this like I did. This is your moment to surrender and allow yourself to experience what it is that you're sensing. So I don't know if anyone's getting headaches this week. If you're getting headaches up front, I feel like, okay, so let me just give you an example of surrender, and then I'm going to go right into the reading. So when I use my cards, I'm not using the cards and saying, okay, cards, tell me what they need me to know. Tell me what to say. I've already laid the ground and connected to my highest level guide, and I've already asked for the information to come through that they want to come through. So I just trust and am grateful that I'm being used for a good purpose and not responsible for interpreting it based on just what I'm thinking. So kind of crazy, right? Like I'm using my vehicle to do just that. Okay, so what I'm doing when I'm putting the cards out, I'm just trusting already and like totally cool with the fact that whatever is real is going to come out, that I'm supposed to see the way that I interpret my cards, because I trust who's around me, and that's what's going on with you. You have past loved ones around you right now. You are so in tune that I think you're crowded. I think that you're going to enjoy it in a really euphoric way when you get yourself aligned with how to do this, okay? The first step is the awareness. You've already got that. You've already got that. But who I'm talking to, it's like you're so strong with your masculine and with your keeping your level head. It's like you discovered it, and you're so grateful to have discovered that you're connected, because you're like, it's so cool that I have a connection. But something underneath is like holding you back. Okay, so this is a mixed message. So the first step of this is your connection being brought to your attention. You've already got that. And I feel like it's opened you up to some new people in your life that you feel more flow with, which is really cool. And I feel like the way that you experienced your intuition becoming, like the way you awakened, you are so, it's like headstrong, that when this information started, it's like you had a crack to the door and you were like, that's pretty cool. And I feel like what they want you to do is open it fully. And you've done that. I think you are 100. I think you're open, not 100. Like there's work to be done. But I feel like you're open to all frequencies. So that means I think that you have past loved ones around you and they want you to find like a steady peace internally so that you can take the next move. So this is about aligning your masculine with your feminine. So there are things this week. Okay. I don't know if people are getting, okay. If you have a need for the feminine, it feels like you've found it in small doses. You've found it in small doses externally, because internally only opens so far. It's like a crack of the door where the feeling stuff can get in there. It's like you're so led with facts and comfortable steps, comfortable not like you ignore uncomfortable information. I don't mean ignorant. I mean masculine run. I mean you're a decision maker. I mean you'd make decisions and you're like, okay, what's next? What's next? Do something next. Do something now. Do something with this. Do what then? What do I do? It's like you want the answers so much that, okay, this is crazy cool. So the other day, my daughters and I were in the kitchen, and I had them look up the word knowledge in the dictionary, because that's one of the first things I did when I discovered this stuff. And so what does knowledge mean? That means if you have knowledge of something, you not only have all of the facts surrounding a topic, you've experienced them. So this need for the balancing of the masculine and feminine in you, it's because there's a huge underlying just world under there that you have barely allowed yourself to fully experience through your body and your systems. So, okay. You have guides around you. They're trying to get your attention. And it's because they're actually, the forward, just so you know, like the sun card is in this reading. I'm going to show you because it's a really cool deck. There, maybe? Anyway, it's beautiful. And everything about that, it's like going forward, you actually already have the awareness. And the next, like you're so aware. And I consider the masculine to be the sun. That's what, like sun, moon, that's just how I am. I have no way. Okay. So it's like if you have such a strong masculine source happening here, and your vehicle is so strongly run and so level-headed and so full of all of this information, in order to go to the next step and to receive the higher frequency information, you're going to have to accept what you're aware of. And you're not only aware of what's outside of you now, they're all kind of hanging out around the sides and they're filling your home, because that's what's happening. You're sensing all the levels. So in order to be able to interpret which levels you're sensing and be able to receive the high stuff and be used as a vehicle for them, because that's what I feel like they want. I feel like you are such a learned person. Like I'm talking to people who are really interested in information. And it's like the first step when you discover you are connected and you're aware is awareness. It's awareness that it's there, and the next step is acceptance. And that means you've got to accept what's going on inside of you. Because I think you have dealt with things, and at some point you decided to only crack the door to the full experience, the full emotional side of stuff, but in a good way. I mean, like that full euphoric, excited feeling that like you want, you know that you can feel, and that you seek. But I think that you think that everything's going to come at you. It's like the decisions, you're just constantly deciding to take the next piece of information and do with it what makes sense, and you align them well. So I do feel like your guides are like trying to teach you how to be a vehicle to take these higher frequencies. And so when you walk through life and you've already hit these things, you've already been self-aware of what happened, you already know what you maybe carry from it, you already know how they happened, or that this is actually probably the reason that you have these reactions to certain levels in life, or to feminine energy, or to an experience, like allowing yourself to fully experience something coming in. It's like when you're seeking it outwardly, that's an action. That's only part one of a connection. You've got to be able to receive it. You've got to receive it coming in. And this is the first thing that I heard when I woke up this morning, which was surrender. So whoever I'm talking to, you need to surrender to what's happening, because I think it might be freaking some of you out. Like, because it becomes chaotic in your mind. Like when you're first sensing all of these things around you, and you're not when you're first sensing it, but when you're first aware of it. That's when it's like too much overstimulation, and it can make you feel nuts. It can make you feel like you need to go see a psychiatrist today. But like, I feel like your guides are trying to say, we've got you. It's you now. The ball's in your court. You're going to have to go ahead and trust that you're feeling almost a pressure building. I feel like you feel this pressure building. That's your energy. It's time for you to accept what your vehicle contains, because you're going to have to understand that it didn't have to go that way. And that's okay. You have got to let yourself receive what it is you're trying to see. It's like you're seeking, but the information right now is inside of you. And I feel like they're around you. That's who I'm talking to. You're definitely experiencing different levels of energy. You might be seeing flashes of someone, like in the corner when you're walking through your house at night. I feel like that's something that's happened to somebody for sure. Somebody opened a door and thought they saw like a young child or something in the dark. And if that's happening, don't freak out. Don't get scared. They want you to be comforted by the fact that they're there. But when you're aware of it, you're so aware of all levels that it's very important that you fine-tune your vehicle. You've got to fine-tune your vehicle and trust what's happening. There's a huge pressure building internally, and it's because they want you to see you need to allow yourself to experience and accept just your story. Just your story. And that might take some releasing. But like when it's all chaotic and stuff, you've got to, don't seek for the answer. Allow them to just give you peace. Because I think your masculine is so strong that it's like, okay, so surrender. When I say surrender, I just mean you know they're there. Like, let this be your sign that you are aware of it, and what they're saying is, we know you want the next step, and the next step is something you're not used to. You're going to have to accept who's around you. Accept that someone's there. Accept that they see why you have reactions you have to certain things, why you have a cracked door to this huge potential. It's like there's something about it that doesn't want to come out, because it feels like long ago you were like, that's not safe. That is not accepted externally. And so accepting it internally is your next move. Because if you can accept what's real and big, no matter how negative things were, or no matter how hard it is to face that big thing, it's going to align with who's around you. They're going to bring it full circle. You've got to trust them to get you through it. And that means to trust that there's a reason you are aware of your intuition. There's a reason you're connected. Whoever I'm talking to, it's like in another reading, like I just hear the word learned, which I think is a cute word. It's like, I feel like you're so full of information. And they're like, yes, but enjoy being full of information. That's the next move. Not only enjoy, but let yourself feel hurt. Let yourself feel like, oh, wow, that's when I developed that. That's when I started to close that door. And because the end of the story is awesome. Like you're going to have full authority over your vehicle. And that's when you get to receive that's when you have control. That's when you have control of it. So it's going to take some healing. And that's something else. Whoever I'm talking to with these abilities, your past loved ones are going to go through healing with you. Your guides, you may not even know them. Some of you are going to know them. I feel like many of you know who your past loved ones are on the other side. They don't come in and go. They stay. They stay. They're there. They're that close. So if you're feeling that pressure building, they're already connected to you. Because your feminine's growing. Why? Because more is coming in. It's pressuring up. It's building up because it's time for your head to level with what's going on inside of you. It's time for that level head and that strong will to release and say, what am I supposed to feel? What do I need right now? Because it's there. They're right there. They're waiting for the moment you ask. And receive. And do that however that's going to feel. If that's emotional, it's emotional. You're probably going to cry through some things. You might cry through some things you feel bad about. So that's something I'm getting. It's crazy, right? Before this reading, I thought, I'm not going to channel for past loved ones in collective readings. And yet I feel like they are just circling who I'm talking to. So it's pretty special. You're pretty intelligent to be getting pushed and to be pressured to your breaking point. That may feel like that this is so rude. Why is this happening to me? Because you must make use of it. You have so much in there. They're like, let's do this. This one can do it. You can do it. So, okay, that's the end of this one. I'm going to stop here. And if you like the way that I do readings, please subscribe. Continue to comment and let me know when they apply to you. That means a lot to me. That's validating for me on the other side of the screen. And like I said, subscribe to my channel, allow for notifications for future uploaded videos, and I'll see you soon.